Hi and welcome to the channel. I'm Lee from Duckwild Magazine. In a recent conversation with a friend of mine about modified Porsches, he has gathered a list of videos for me to watch to get my reaction. So here we are, editor of Duckwild Magazine's reactions to modified Porsches. I don't think that's working.
Yeah, I think it's clumsy.
No, let's roll the tape. Okay, first up, we've got a video from Porsche Club America. Okay, so straight off the bat, 1986 930 Turbo. Looks like we're trying to get rid of some impact bumper designs from the 80s. And coming up with their own look. Okay, so leaving the car stock and we're doing some styling. Now it's always difficult to do some styling on an iconic sports car loved the world over. My friend who doesn't want to be named knows I have an opinion on design and about car design. These boys have taken off the US mandated concertina style bumpers and made their own almost 911S mixed with an IROC, quite a smooth front, and then they've worked in squares, cut lights into the bumpers, hot rodder style. Yeah, I got some concerns. It's hard to do. It's hard to make an iconic car look, enhance it and make it look better. I don't think that's working. This is going to be my opinion, and a lot of guys are going to love this thing. Now, I do understand that the front bar is just a small part of this really big project. I do like the side mirror and the way that they've brought those silver details throughout the car. I'm sure there's a million modifications here that I can't see. The thin black and then the fog lights at the bottom, trying to make that work, and hats off to them, but it's hard to do, and I think they might do it a little different if they had to do it again. One of the main issues is the depth and how it comes down from that little ridge quite significantly before it kind of curves in. And I think the early cars, I know this is a turbo and not an early car, but it's kind of taken that style. The early car bumpers were quite shallow, they tucked in quite early, whereas this one comes down a bit before tucking in, and it gives it that pronounced jaw kind of look. The rear's kind of got a single GT3 style rear muffler and kind of an IROC shaped rear. The 930 Porsche in red is gone with like a aluminium plate. So there's definitely like a hot rod influence. This is like a hot rod shape. You can see the picture up in the background there. I'm interested in seeing what people do with their cars and see how they change them, but it's tough to do. It's tough to restyle a car and then have people go, wow, that looks better. All right, next.
I love to shoot Porsche 911.
Okay, this is a friend of mine's car. So Bart's a shooter. Yeah, his book's sitting right here.
What I like about the 911 is the timeless shape. It looked amazing in the 60s, it looked amazing in the 80s. It will still look amazing in 100 years.
All right, hold the phone. Let's have a look. So Bart's car was featured in issue 10. Let me get that. It's on the cover of issue 10. So this is a car I know pretty well. From memory, it's 1970 911T. Let me have a look. So Porsche 970 22T with a 3.2 engine, and heavily inspired by the 911R of the era. He's picked up a lot of little race parts along the way to make it his own thing. Porsche era race inspired 911 that we see a little bit. Look, it's right up my alley. I love this kind of thing. I think this is a good video from memory. Good editing. Lots of sun and beautiful camera work. Yeah, so there you go. A lot of chrome work on the car. Yeah, so here's the side view. I think he's got different colored front and back bumpers. He's got the 911R rear light cluster and vented 911R 3/4 windows, bullet style side mirror. You guys can tell me what that's called. So blacked out wheels. Bart's a cool guy, knows his Porsches. Yeah, this is an easy one. Come on, you need to give me something to hate. I need some hate. Maybe I'll get some hate from this video. Okay, next up, looks like we got a Cayman. I like how they vary in model.
And this is my 2012 Porsche Cayman.
Okay. That's not stock. Okay, first impression. He's done a lot to that. What is that, mauve? Light purple. Mad dish wheels, giant wide body, looks kind of like a Liberty Walk inspired thing. I know that's a brand, it's not really a style, but the Caymans, you can do some mad stuff to them and they can just still carry the design. I've had so much fun in Caymans, but this one has been taken to the tens. Yeah. All right, let's see what he's done. All right, it looks like it's on air ride.
I was like, I'm gonna do something drastically different. I'm gonna do something that not a whole ton of people have done. And I'm gonna do something that's gonna put a little respect on my name in the car community, because the Genesis at the time was notorious for people hating it. Like absolutely hating that platform and hating the people who own them. So I was like, I need to get myself out of this. Getting the Cayman, I knew 100% I wanted to build this car to compete at SEMA.
So we're in the States. This guy wants to turn some heads at SEMA, build a crazy Porsche. He's chosen the Cayman as a platform. He's going after a bit more cred than where it was before. Everywhere in the world has a different style of modifying, and if you're in the States, they're wild. It's like freaky to everyone else in the world. Whereas, like if you did a big modified job here, it wouldn't be seen as super crazy in the US. It would be seen as a kind of a mild thing. You guys in the US, you're not scared of changing things, making things different and wild, and you know, that's the style. Whereas Europe's got their own thing, Australia's definitely got their own thing, and you've got Asia with a definite style. Right, so what's my reaction to this car? I think the car suits this guy in his life. It's not something that I would do or want to live with, because I got different priorities. But I love how he's so invested in the car, and it's his whole lifestyle. We're on to what looks like a 911 GT3 RS 991 from a 2005 Porsche Boxster 987. Let's go. This just blows my mind. Who does this? Who's the modifying guy? This guy must work in a panel shop and has been building cars his whole life, knows everything about them, like everything. How to wire a dash, the fixings for every panel. Can just build cars from scratch. And what, did someone dare him to do this or something? Did his son just say, man, I really want a GT3 RS? Look at the time. Like, Porsche parts are not cheap. Body panels, making a roof. Come on now. Madness. Like, hats off. It is absolute madness. Maybe this is the reason. This young man in the front seat is the reason why he built this. I don't know. It's just mad. It is. I don't know if it's just a bit of fun for this guy. He just needs a hobby. Look, there's another GT3 RS. We've all probably bought something fake that's expensive in the past, and you know how it feels when you're wearing it. You're like, yeah. So I think driving that car would kind of be the same. Obviously, with Porsche, it's the attention to detail, and there would be many little areas that you would look at in this car and go, what's going on there? I'm flabbergasted as to how anyone does that. Nuts. Do I like it? Look, I respect the fact that that's a very hard thing to do, and it looks relatively good in photos, but up close, I would say this is not my thing. All right. What's next? Okay, so this is a 993 GT2 Evolution, it looks like. Made from, most of these things, most GT2s are made from turbos at some point. 993 turbos. This, so it's like taking the original car and just pushing it as far as you can go into modifications. Power and track handling and full track spec. It's not so much modifying, like it's modifying within the factory realm and guidelines, you know? It's not really modifying your own way. The only question is, do I like people modifying cars to make them look like other factory Porsche cars? And I have no issues with this. It looks mad, sounds mad.
Absolutely. It's a 96 turbo, factory speed yellow, factory slick top, which is pretty rare. And previous owner spent $700,000 on it. So like, I wanted to have a street registerable GT2 Evolution. At the time, building this car cost more than it cost
GT2, one of the street legal evolution. Ultimate 993 air cooled. It's nuts. It's not something that I'm like going, this is terrible. It's kind of up my alley. Alright. Next. Alright, next up, next car we have what looks like a 986 Boxster. What's the mods? Gemballa Widebody. Okay. So Gemballa did some wild stuff. It's pretty nuts. I think 986s don't need a wing on the back. Alright, stop it there. Like, so, look, here at Duck and Whale, we've styled two Duck and Whale Boxsters, 96 Boxsters, and I personally like the styling. I think they're a beautifully styled car. We didn't change the body, we didn't put any wide body kits, we didn't do any alterations, even to the front bar. We didn't even make a GT3. So this is a bit too much for me and my personal style. I think that even some people kind of say maybe they're like especially in silver, they're like a mini Carrera GT, which is quite an elegant, stylish car. And I think this, you know, it's Gemballa, sure. They turn everything up. That's what this is. I'm not there with this one. No, not my style. Thank you. Next one, 964 on BBS. A lot of guys in the scene love this kind of look with the bagged Porsche kind of coming out of the Volkswagen scene. It's like moving from a Golf GTI into a 964. It's like the dream. It is the dream. I've been driving in a few cars with airbag suspension and they cover the bases, right? They cover the bases. It's got some mad towing angle on the wheels. You know, they're versatile. If you've got a bad driveway, having air ride, it's gonna make your life a lot easier. And the new cars have the air system on the front, or knuckle roll, to kind of lift that front up on the GT cars, which is really handy. This thing's pretty minimal. It's nice and stylish, and it's got the RS America wing on the back. A few warning lights on the dash. You guys can tell me what they are. I don't actually drive a 964, so I don't know. I like people modifying cars, as long as you don't destroy them in your modification. But look, most things can be fixed. I've seen a lot of things, and you know, most things can be undone. But I just like people having an interest in cars and modifying them and just loving them. And if it takes airbags and some BBS to do that, go nuts. And this is the Europe style, whereas the other stuff's kind of American. Correct too, unless it's not a 964 and it's like a forward dated G series. Anyway, I like it. I just like the fact that people love cars. As long as it's got a bit of style about it, I'm cool with it. You've gone a bit mad. Like I saw like a 959 the other day, which was like a 356 made into a 959. I'm like, just calm it down. That's too much. But this kind of thing's cool. I'm fine with it. It doesn't quite look right as a 964. Potentially it's not. Or maybe it's just a weird ride height with the airbags. Alright guys, this video is sponsored by Duck and Whale issue 21. All subscribers should have these by now, hopefully. And if you subscribe to the magazine, you get one of those as your first edition. You don't have to buy issue 21. If you have bought issue 21 and subscribed at the same time, we're going to extend your subscription by one issue. If you like these reaction style videos and you want to send in a link to your car, please do so. Like and subscribe. We'll see you soon.